Hello, we're glad that you've joined us for this video about Connecticut folk, where we've been, and how our organization is evolving as we go forth on this somewhat uncharted journey, but thankfully within the embrace of a larger and diverse music community. First, I'd like to gratefully acknowledge that the land on which CT Folk operates and presents is part of the ancient homeland and traditional territories of the Hammonasset, Powgusset, Quinnipiac, and Wappinger people. We strive to hold space and value the rich history, culture, and traditions of these nations. And from that humbling perspective, we also strive to be more conscious and focused stewards of this unceded land and the emergent moment in which we all now find ourselves on the critical clock of climate change. We'd also like to acknowledge that while there is much work ahead as we continue to diversify our board, staff, and overall perspectives and programming, CT Folk believes deeply in equality and diversity of race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, ethnicity, national origin, and all of the other fascinating characteristics that make us all unique. Over the last 3 decades, CT Folk has served as a venue for showcasing both emerging and more established musicians through its annual CT Folk Fest and Green Expo, our Folk Friday concert series, and our singer-songwriter competitions, as well as through community and youth-oriented programming. Some of the luminaries who have graced our festival stage in the early years included Tom Paxton, Odetta, Arlo Guthrie, Judy Collins, Emmylou Harris, and Peter Yarrow. Most recently, CT Folk found ways to pivot, while others in the music industry also redefined their journeys. We may have fumbled and stumbled, but we learned how to more fully breathe and be in the moment. And we found our way forward, successfully mounting a series of virtual concerts during the challenging past year and a half. And this summer, we held a well-received outdoor concert series, Folk at the Edge, in lieu of our larger fest. We are hopeful that we can once again present our live festival and Green Expo, which should take place next year in 2022 on Saturday, September 10th. Musical genres that have been represented on our stages include, but have not been limited to traditional and contemporary folk, roots, Americana, country, bluegrass, jazz, zydeco, gospel, and increasingly music indigenous to other cultures on our rich musical planet. CT Folk has embraced efforts to expand our folk tent, both as we cast a wider net in inviting eclectic artists to our stages, as well as through further involving our local community in low and no-cost participatory programming. And as we go forth, we'd like to take more of a back seat in curating some of our program content as we listen, appreciate, and better understand how we can collaboratively celebrate the diverse constituencies within our communities. As we continue to seek a broader definition of folk music, we are now also exploring the concept of storytelling as a foundational cultural tradition. Please visit our website at ctfolk.org to sign up for our newsletter, to learn more about CT Folk, partnering organizations and resources, and to check out our upcoming programming both online and in person. Inquiries about sponsorship as well as performance opportunities can be sent to info@ctfolk.com. Lastly, CT Folk is an approved 501c3 nonprofit organization, and your contributions are tax deductible. Thanks for watching.